If you remember in my first slide, I had put partner incubator to government, industry, and academia. So when I have three of my target customers, government, industry, and academia, to help us foster innovation and a startup ecosystem in the country, we have programs that we have designed individually for these three target customers: academia, government, and industry. So I will take 5 minutes each to just walk you through some of these programs. I can then elaborate on in the Q&A depending on your interest in which program you would like to know more deeper. So as partner incubator to academia, we help there is a huge challenge in the incubation ecosystem, which is nothing but the innovation pipeline. So innovation, when we started in 2015, was not a very common word. Thanks to Atal Innovation Mission, which brought I into the center of, on the pedigree of the country, and thanks to MHRD Institute Innovation Cell, which also gave a lot more focus of innovation. I mean, I always say, thank God that someone heard us shout from the southern tip of India that entrepreneurship cells in colleges make no sense. It has to be innovation cells. If innovation, technology, and talent we can have better quality talent from institutions, incubators can take care of startups and entrepreneurship later in their life cycle. So we look at an industry academia partnership. So we work with many institutions and organizations in the country to activate innovation and startups in academic institutions. So we have a structured program that we provide, which is in parallel with the MHRD Institute Innovation Cell schedule, agenda, curriculum, and which the outcomes of the program relates to the ARIA ranking for the institutions. So primarily, when we do these programs across the country, it's not just that the beneficiaries of this program become incubatees to Forge, but this is an exercise of nation building. If we can impact 10,000 students every year, if 100 of them could become potential startup entrepreneurs, then they could become a pipeline to at least 10 incubators in the country. So our programs are around the first principles to help students and educators, because it's very important that we also enable educators in this ecosystem, because they are the first point of contact to our talent. So to help them think and act like innovators, entrepreneurs, and investors. So we have three major programs: Innovation Practicum, Entrepreneurship Practicum, and Venture Practicum, which focuses on three different areas by themselves, which we provide to academic institutions across the country. Just an example of the Innovation Practicum that we have for academic institutions. This is integrated to the engineering curriculum as an adjunct. So the major problem that we saw in engineering, so the way we looked at designing programs is, first, we understood our target customer. We looked at what is their pain point, like what we recommend our startups to do. What pain point are you solving for your customers? So the academia, the major problem is there is an academic curriculum that is driving. There is regulatory systems, predefined programs provided to them to offer. So how do we integrate an innovation entrepreneurship program inside the core of the academic curricula is the challenge that we took. So the last 3 years, we have been institutionalizing this program in various colleges across the country. So starting from first semester to 8th semester, it impacts students as an adjunct curriculum to the regular program. This is offered as credit courses from 3 credit to anywhere up to 24 credits. So overall, as a package, this offers almost 45 credits for a college across 8 semesters. So innovation practicum, if I have to summarize, we do programs in capacity building for faculty. When we do capacity building, we do innovation mentor program who are interested to work with product design, development, ideation. Then we do incubation management programs who gain capability to manage grants. We help them coach founders and nurture startups. We provide so in the activation stage, we provide programs for students, and then we provide a 1 full semester program for prototyping and product development. So the outcome of which becomes a feeder to incubators. So we work as a partner incubator to academic institutions across the country, or also as consultants who help academia integrated incubators to deliver some of these programs that we have curated. So far we have done these programs across the country in the last 2.5 years. A quick statistics of measuring the program impact that we have across these areas. So these are some of the metrics we measure in each of these programs to add up to the outcomes that we deliver out of these programs. The second part of the presentation is partner incubator to government. So we provide open innovation, helping government agencies build an open innovation platform and enable startups to solve challenges, because government being a primary procurement could become the largest procurement body for a startup, right? So we look at government as an opportunity, as a market access for the startup. So we work with government in 2 capacities. One, we work as implementation partners for grants from Department of Science and Technology, MeitY. So there are programs that we work for grant implementation of government. We also work on helping startups co-create with government and become manufacturers of those solutions to supply to government later. So we work in both capacities with government. So the first example is the TIDE 2.0 program. So an incubator program that we offer for TIDE 2.0 for the grant management of TIDE 2.0. So we have a structured method of calling for application that most of you would be doing. So we do, in the selection process, we have 3 stages: an innovation risk assessment stage, a venture potential assessment stage, and the grant assessment stage. So we have built templates, frameworks, methods, tools for it. And after expert evaluation, the selected startups actually get into a grant implementation stage. So when we do the grant implementation stage, this is a 2-stage process where there is an initial onboarding stage of grant notification, grant agreement, and onboarding, which is a normal requirement to bring in grant. But there is a second stage of product management and grant management, which is more milestone and metrics driven. And the frameworks, method, toolkits, and dashboards for the same actually helps us to do this program for multiple startups as we work with many government agencies parallelly. IDEX is one of our very important partnership. So we work very closely with Ministry of Defense. It's a defense innovation ecosystem that many of you will be knowing. So Forge has played a very important role to help harness the power of entrepreneurial innovation and venture capital to help many more startups in the country, because defense is one very important sector in the world that has provided a platform for innovation. This was very special to us to ensure that we harness this partnership. And in the last couple of years, we have looked at how do we bring in a product management approach to the Defense Innovation Hub. And as of now, we have launched 4 challenges. Currently we have a lot of startups incubated through this process in the first 3 challenges. And currently we are working on the 4th challenge for Ministry of Defense. But the most important part is the same thing as what I was telling you, the risk management approach. So for regulatory procurement, the risk management approach still remains the same, but the parameters of risk are very different from the regular venture framework. So we have defined the risk management in the perspective of a regulatory system, and how we can use this opportunity to help startups define the right product, build the right product, and also build it right. So the whole framework of IDEX is a program that we have designed and implemented as a structured dashboard where the whole cycle from working with the procurement agencies, the nodal officers in Army, Navy, and Air Force, from understanding the problem statement, working through the product requirement breakdown, to managing the grant. So this is one of the highest granted funded program in the country. There's a grant of 1.5 crore for a startup which goes through this program. So it's very, very important that the program is designed in such a way that the government money, which is anyway tax money of all of us, is used prudently and for the benefit of the ecosystem at large. So this is a brief program charter of IDEX, the product life cycle management system, which is now converted into a dashboard and used in the platform of Ministry of Defense IDEX. And this was also launched as a book recently by the Raksha Mantri. So largely, this is how we approach a program design, development, and delivery, and impact measurement at the end. So to the last part of the presentation, partner incubator to the industry. Forge works with a lot of corporate partners that I look at, again repeating the same signs of innovation and entrepreneurship. So when I said academia, the same signs and the fundamental principles that I started this presentation was implemented. When we looked at government, when we looked at grant implementation, and also grant disbursement for government procurement, we used the same scientific principles to ensure it is a managed innovation incubation program. So the third part of it is the corporate form that we do. So the way we implement the programs for Ministry of Defense, which is in a regulatory environment, we do that in a strategic outcome, capability enhancement focus with corporate partners. So the corporate partners bring in industrial leadership, and the startup brings in technology leadership. A combination of these two actually helps us to accelerate innovation and startup growth in the country, especially for hardware startups, where they are not very attractive to venture capital investment until later stage of their development. It is very, very important they get a partner for validation. So the industry also provides them an early validation through their expertise, through their access to their pilots, access to their facilities. They reduce cost, hence the risk for the startup in helping them build their product. So we look at a corporate open innovation program not as a business revenue stream for us, but primarily as a strategic partnership for startups. So it actually gets into the core of why we do corporate open innovation. So the way we implement the corporate startup accelerator program, we do it in 3 phases: discover, accelerate, integrate, because this is more at an advanced stage. In the academia, we looked at the basic innovation activation and product innovation stage, but here this is more about product acceleration and growth acceleration. So we have a discover stage where we identify the problems, like we did for defense. We identify the problems with the corporate, then we select and source startups, and then the actual incubation work starts, where we help them accelerate their product innovation. We help them and support them through the programs. So the programs have a very well defined objective to help the startup gain certain advantages and mitigate certain risks that we have assessed them through our selection process. So during the venture day, which is in the integrate, we also provide strategy for the corporate partners and the startup founders to work together. So either they can go in for a strategic investment, they can go for a technology transfer, or they can go in for a procurement or a clear business revenue model between the both. So these are a few interventions that we provide through the programs, and these are the way our programs are designed and built for all the 3 target markets that we were talking about. So outreach, marcom, and branding, this is very important when you work on programs. So we need to have strategic program partners. So we work for every program that we do, we work with various partners in government, industry, global associations, VCs, media around the world. And primarily, we build a huge set of thought leadership around and the domain area, so that we are able to create a community which is much more coming together to achieve the desired outcome. So this is in short about the corporate accelerator program. So these are some of the Forge managed programs in the corporate open innovation programs. We also have popular corporate accelerator programs from across the country. So we have worked with Schneider Electric, defense, because it's again, though it's not a corporate, but it's an industry by itself. So Ministry of Defense is one large program. We've worked with Robert Bosch, AstraZeneca, and currently we're working with the Global Accelerator Program of Vedanta Spock. So this is in summary of largely what we do at Forge, and hope this has given you a quick sneak peek into what we do at work every day here. But more importantly, the point that I wanted to drive home is, whatever is going to be the program that you do, there is a primary objective that you need to define for your program, which is going to set the context to help you design and deliver it. And the primary objective comes from what is that needle that you are going to move in the dashboard of your startup. What we have is layered it in 4 stages, from innovation, activation, product innovation, product acceleration to business growth. This could be very different for your incubator, for your ecosystem, for your kind of startup. But the fundamentals and the first principles of innovation and entrepreneurship remains the same for all of us. I would like to thank you for this opportunity. I think I have completed at 4:20 when Aravind wanted me. Maybe I rushed certain parts of it, but I wanted to give you the complete big picture of the innovation and incubation programs cutting across academia, industry, and government, but at large, built on the foundation of the science of innovation and entrepreneurship. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Meera ma'am. Maybe you can just have a minute break so that meanwhile we will just take questions.
I'm perfectly okay. I can.
Sure.
I just have to get a sip of water, nothing else.
So thank you so much for your insights, ma'am. So we have some questions popping up in the chat. So first question was from Pradhana Vadvani. Uh, among all the programs, what percentage of innovation converts into a successful startup, and what is the effort of the incubator and the team to create these success stories?
Okay. So I will take this as two parts. What percentage of the startups converts into um, success stories? This is again defined on how do you measure success. For each one of the program that I showed, success is defined in terms of the context that we are working in. In some cases, the integration with the corporate partner defines success. But ultimately, the way we look at success is the impact that we have created in churning an ecosystem of innovators and startup founders and giving them a process, a method, a tool, and technique to go through this. Because startup is an experience. If you can build the skills and competencies through the programs they go through, they would maybe require to iterate a couple of more times to really become that success. So it again my answer in short would be, how do you define success for your programs? Primarily, success is defined based on that program, that particular program, and the metrics that my partners define for the program. So for example, if you take an academic program, academic institution would judge success of the program based on number of patents, number of startups coming out of the college, number of students signing off from placements and saying we want to do startups, and winning grants and funding supports for their startups. So this could be success metrics that they define for themselves. When it comes to corporate open innovation program, so number of startup founders who could give a successful pilot, who could gain the first pilot order from the corporate partner for an X amount for number of pieces of their product. So this could be success in those areas. So depending on the program, the success will define. The second part, what is the contribution of the incubator people who work here with me at Forge? We drive this both for our partners and for the participants of the program. So we work as consultants. So if you ask me, how do you define incubation management? We at Forge define incubation management as a knowledge consultancy firm. So we are here providing consulting to our partners and also to innovators and startup founders. So like a consultant works with the startup. So this is not the advisory consultant. This is more a practicing consultant. So we work with the startup. For example, I have a team of technical experts who help them choose the right technology, help them build prototypes and products in my lab. We have strategy and business consultants who help them define their help them gain traction, help them build, do their business development and growth plan. We do have team members who help them secure pilot orders, work with them to help them refine, redefine, and get access to funding from investors or funding agencies as required. So we work with the startup founders and our partners. Yes, that's my answer to both the questions.
Thank you, ma'am. So there was a question from Carl. So I'm not sure if you had covered this in the present answer that you have given. So corporate innovations had a paid pilots. Can you give some examples of the nuts and bolts of how it works?
Okay, corporate innovation program, the success of the corporate innovation program is paid pilots. So for example, we are working on, for example, in Vedanta, we are working on energy conservation technologies, industrial digital transformation technologies. So we have a startup who is now pitching to Vedanta, uh, who has a potential ready system that he has implemented in another smaller organization, had some validation and proof already built. Vedanta will validate this proof that he has built and will give him a paid pilot order to implement his product in their environment. And there will be a 3 to 4 months kind of a timeline that Forge will work along with the startup to ensure and support them do the pilot order for Vedanta. So we take the requirements from Vedanta, we 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 redefine that into milestones and product development. Product breakdown structure for the startup, put metrics and milestones that Vedanta can measure on a timely basis, and work with them along until the pilot. It's a pilot order that the startup will provide for Vedanta. So we call it a paid pilot. So that's a validation of a paying customer for the startup, which will help him to raise investments and scale in the future.
Okay. So we have
what are the services? I could see the questions. Yeah. If I can read it, Arvind, I go. So what are the services provided to startups apart from providing them physical infrastructure and working space? Okay, I had 3 layers in my first diagram that I had shown you. The ground layer is the physical infrastructure, the middle layer is the programs, and the top layer is the grant and funding. So we are a vertically integrated incubator. We provide physical infrastructure. It is very important, not just for Forge, for every incubator, to provide all the 3 layers. So we provide the physical infrastructure, the technical infrastructure, we provide the programs which enables and provides them means, methods, mentors, market access, and money. The money primarily comes from grants and investments. So we also do provide funding. Yeah. Okay. What are the different sources of generating the fund for the incubator for its sustainability? Okay, very clearly I had showed there are 3 target market segments that incubator as a startup. If you look at us as a startup, my customers are academic institutions, corporate companies, and government agencies. So all of them actually fund us to deliver programs. So we also work with other incubators who fund us to do our programs in their incubator. So we generate revenue from all the 3 sources. This is a sustainable model to run an incubator before we get into investments. So only when we do investments, we will be able to generate long-term equity revenue later, which we currently do not know. We don't do, but rather we generate revenue through the value we create for our customers. Okay. What are some of the areas where incubators are looking for a role to be played by corporates for early stage venture startups apart from sponsoring programs? Corporates play a very important role especially in the industrial startup ecosystem that we are in, because they become the target customer also here. So this is not for program sponsorship from corporate. This is primarily for them to give startup market access. But what more they can provide is they can give access to talent, which is expertise, domain expertise, experience in understanding the problem more deeper, being more hands-on in their domain of work. They can provide access to manufacturing. They can provide access to technology, manpower for the startups. So these are various other contributions that corporates can actually support startups, and hence we do corporate open innovation. So this is not just the way I showed the corporate open innovation program. It's not just sourcing, screening for the corporates. It's about implementing an accelerator program for them. Are there any government initiatives which strengthens or supports incubators and corporate partnership? Everybody recommend, I mean, everybody appreciate corporate partnership, but primarily as an incubator, we need to deliver value to both our government partners and corporate partners. Okay, Shivaji, we see there is an implicit, explicit opportunity generation while designing programs. How does one ideate and carry a program to see the light of the day? Can you please share an example? Maybe you could help me understand this question. I'll be able to answer it better. Would Mr. Shivaji, Arvind, if it's possible, yeah.
Yeah, what I actually wanted to ask was, you see an opportunity with the Ministry of Defense, and you see that there are not innovations that are actually coming into the armed forces. So how do you ideate or design and develop a program and actually take it ahead and launch it till the launch, ideate to launch, that kind of thing?
Okay, IDEX was not was ideated by Ministry of Defense themselves. They found an opportunity, and Ministry of Defense has set up an organization called Defense Innovation Organization, which is a separate company inside Ministry of Defense, which is leading the IDEX initiative. So they conceptualized the program, the first stage. But as an incubator partner, we took to the table a value, the way this can be implemented, a way this kind of, because the vision is always there with the government and they have a charter to implement. So it's very important as professionals in the incubation ecosystem for us to understand the requirement of the customer, which is Ministry of Defense here, and the pain points and the strength and weaknesses of the startups and innovators we are working in. So we are, like someone said, we are trying to play the role of a bridge, but we are just not a bridge which is laid to cross over, but we are a knowledge professional who is adding value to both the stakeholders. So what the Defense Ministry wants is advanced emerging technologies to solve pertinent problems in the Defense Ministry indigenously. What the startup founders want is a fund, a grant, an opportunity to help his idea become a scalable venture. So we need to address both the requirements when we do this program.
So in the interest of time,
thank you. I think it pretty much answers mine.
In the interest
Sure.
of time, we'll take the next two questions, ma'am, and after that, remaining questions, request the participants to please email your questions accordingly. We would be reverting to you. So
yeah, there's one interesting question on academia. Cisco Launchpad Smith, if in your view, what would be the ideal role that can be played by ECELs, EDCs in corporate innovation programs? See, there's a huge opportunity. So what does corporate want is an entrepreneurial talent with an innovative mindset. So that's what you get from innovation cells. As I said, I am a little, not to hurt anybody, I am not very comfortable with EDC, having been in that for so many years. Engineering colleges, it has to be innovation cells, not entrepreneurship cells. It's completely misplaced. So innovation is where corporates are very interested, and there is a lot of industry academia partnership that we can build, and some of the programs that I shared are being tested and proven time and again for the last 3 years in this space. So they can, industry is interested in talent, industry is interested in emerging technologies and innovation. So that's what an innovation cell in an academic institution can provide to the corporate. And hence that partnership can churn not just entrepreneurs. So we have a mantra that we say, innovations for skills and competencies lead to innovations for employability, which leads to innovation for entrepreneurship. So corporate open innovation programs can build skills and competencies, can enhance the employability of the student community, and some of it would lead to entrepreneurship. So that's the approach we recommend to academic institutions and corporate partners.
So there is a question from Vijender regarding social impact aspect. So Vijender Garu, on 14th, we have Mr. Raj Janagam, who is a CEO of AIC IIIT Hyderabad Foundation. So AIC is into social impact space. Maybe at that time he can he's the best person to answer, maybe basically because like
Sure.
they are also dealing with that startups. So we will request you to please ask this question on that day on 14th, or else you can email me accordingly. Like I'll get the answer from Mr. Raj Jankam. So we have a question from Carl. So he was asking a book name for IDEX. What's the name of the book?
Okay, so that's the guideline for implementation of IDEX, launched not by the Prime Minister but Raksha Mantri. I will share the link with you. It is available on the IDEX government website itself. I can share that. So that book was authored by Vish, CEO of Forge. And that's the implementation model that I showed a few slides, which is detailed and elaborated in that book, which you can refer to and would be used for any product innovation, product development, pilot life cycle that you work with regulatory bodies.
So we will take last question from Shravani. Basically, her question was, do you have any specific KPI to measure the growth of the startups in long run? So,
okay, so the growth of the startup at every stage, the measure is very, very different. So at every milestone, we look at, I had put in the FIT milestones. So at every stage, we measure the milestones based on the fitment they get. So the early stages, for early stage startups, it's more value price fit and product factory fit. When it goes to advanced matured startups or growth stage startups, we look at product market fit and investment growth fit. So we look at more of fit milestones for them to achieve, within which there are a few KPIs. So there is a huge dashboard of KPIs, anything from, and that also differs from the startup to startup. So the KPIs for a SaaS startup is going to be very different from a hardware technology or a drone startup. So it has to be contextual. But these milestones remain the same across the board.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for your time.